Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Monica. I'm a tarot reader and astrologer based in Australia, and today I just wanted to do a quick video on a few recent purchases. These are tarot decks or oracle decks that I obtained over the past, let's say 4 weeks or so. And I bought all of these secondhand, and I wanted to showcase these because I guess I just wanted to show anyone who's thinking about buying secondhand tarot decks, if you haven't already done so, they are a great way to add tarot decks to your collection at a really affordable price, and to obtain those decks in really good condition, in my opinion. So some of these decks I actually had, I've been keeping an eye out for them to find them secondhand for quite a while now, and I knew I wanted them. So it's just a matter sometimes of waiting, waiting for the right time and the right price for a tarot deck to come up for sale. And one more thing I want to say is that I obtained all of these through an Australian Facebook group for tarot and oracle deck sellers. And this group is really well looked after and administered and curated by the admins. So there aren't many issues, none that I have known of, with things like the sale of counterfeit or fake decks, for example, and also issues around, dodgy sellers and things like that. Like, it's got a fairly good reputation, in my opinion, and my interactions with it, I have regularly purchased from it. So anyway, I guess what I'm saying or trying to say is that, there are good Facebook groups out there, but it takes a while to get to know them. And I would recommend that if you're new to the buying and selling of decks through platforms like Facebook, to take your time with a group and to see how they operate before you actually go ahead and buy tarot decks. And I know that's easier said than done, because if you're anything like me, the moment you join a group like that, you just see all these tarot decks for sale, and you want so many of them. But anyway, so the first lot came up in a, someone was selling quite a few decks, and they came, I bought 3 of the decks that they were selling, and those 3 were the Cosmic Slumber, the Morgan Greer Standard Edition, and Tarot Vintage. So one of the benefits of buying decks like this is that you can get the seller to combine shipping, and shipping for all 3 of these decks was $10. I am not on Amazon or Amazon Prime, so for some people that might be a better deal in terms of shipping, but for me, I really dislike paying for something that I feel only incentivize me to buy more, to justify paying for that service. So this way I pay the equivalent of $3.30 for each tarot deck for shipping, which is actually pretty good. I think on a site like Booktopia here in Australia, you're paying around $7 from memory, but don't quote me on that. So yeah, all the prices here are in Australian dollars. And I paid these in April or May 2023. Okay, so I'm gonna go through these one by one very quickly. So the first one was the Cosmic Slumber, and for this tarot deck, the price was $28, excluding shipping. And I wanted this one for a while. I'd seen it up for sale. This isn't a review of the deck, but I just want to say that I hadn't really done my research on it in terms of cardstock, and if I had, I might have decided not to go ahead and get it, because I find that the cardstock is very, very heavy on the plastic, and it's something that I don't really like. But you know, there's something about the illustrations and the way that it's been done that I really wanted to check it out, basically. I'm still not 100% sure of it. You can see look at that, the plastic layer. But I do find it appealing. There's something about it I can't quite put my finger on that I actually really enjoy. Maybe that I don't have a deck like this in my collection, and yeah, I really enjoy something a bit different. So aside from the plastic cardstock, I do really enjoy having a look through this deck and playing with it. It's completely new to me, and I'll be doing some more work with it over the remainder of this year. But I'm yet undecided whether I'll keep it long term. So paying $28 plus $3 in shipping, let's say all up $31 Australian, wasn't really a bad deal for it, even though it is second hand. But as you can see, I mean, the edges are pretty much immaculate. They're not bent, they're not cut, they're not scuffed. They are it's basically in really, really good condition. Okay, so that is the Cosmic Slumber tarot deck. The next one that I obtained was in the same pack, the Morgan Greer. Now this one could have ended up badly because the box, as you can see, is broken, and the seller noted that in their post, and I didn't care about that. I have wanted a standard Morgan Greer tarot deck for so long. To me, it's like a quintessential reader's deck, and I do have this version in a tin, but I didn't have the standard version, and it's just been one of those things that I kept putting off and going, you know, I want it, but I know I'll get it later. Well, this was advertised at $13, 13. And so even with shipping, which I put at $3 per deck in this pack, it comes to 16 Australian dollars, and that is very reasonably priced. I think, you know, if I was to go online, I'd be looking at around $40 for this. Of course, brand new, but if you look at the cards for it, I'm actually not even sure how much this was actually used. The booklet is in fantastic nick. Those are the extra 2 cards. And then the cards themselves are immaculate. They are so well in such good condition that I'm not sure that it has actually been used at all, to be honest, or very, very minimal use. It doesn't bother me that someone else has had it before me. I do smudge my decks before, if I buy them secondhand, even brand new, but even more so secondhand. I do like to do a bit of a cleansing ritual and a purification ritual with them, so I do smudge them, and I find that they're excellent working decks. So yeah, I've had this for in the back of my mind. It's something that I've wanted to use. I've seen so many professional tarot readers use this tarot deck, and for some it's their only working deck, and it could have very well you know, it should have been probably part of my oldies but goodies, to be honest, because it's in print, it's affordable, and it's an incredible working deck that's based on the Rider-Waite-Smith system. So anyway, this isn't a review, but I guess I just wanted to give a bit of a background to it. So yeah, this could have been a disaster though, because these were put in a satchel, and they weren't wrapped up, okay? They weren't wrapped up in bubble wrap or anything like that. And so when I picked it up off the ground where the delivery driver had left it, and I came inside and I put it on a bench and I opened it up, at some point, I suspect probably at the very end, when it was dropped on the ground, when it was placed on the ground by the delivery driver, this box, being broken and in not very good condition, had come open, and these cards were already out of the box. And I think it must have only just happened because if you think about it, if it would have happened at the beginning or during transit, because there was no bubble wrap or anything like that, you know, these cards would have been bent, you know, quite a lot, I would say. You know, they're not taking great care with them. It's not a fragile item or anything like that. It's standard post. And so, yeah, I think I was quite lucky in that sense. Generally speaking, I think because I bought them so cheaply, you know, the seller didn't invest money in packaging them or anything like that. And I didn't expect them to either, but I didn't realize that this box was so flimsy. So I think that's a word of warning or caution. If you do buy damaged boxes or decks and damaged boxes, to request the seller to, you know, put a bit of bubble wrap and tape it up so that it's all snug and it doesn't all fall apart in transit. So the final one from this trio is the Vintage Tarot, and you saw me do my monthly reading with it. I've of course already purified and cleansed this, and I've had my eye on this for a while as well. I wanted a Rider-Waite-Smith that was a bit different. I do like, for the most part, Los Scarabeo publications. I have a softness for their tarot decks and the way that they do them, and I actually love their cardstock. For some people it's comes across as flimsy. I don't think it's flimsy. I think that they've got a really nice cardstock that is on the thinner side, but you know, it's not too plasticky, and it shuffles just so beautifully. Like you can, you know, they just have a really nice easy shuffle. They glide over the cards, glide over each other so well. And I've got to say that there's a lot, I appreciate these not fancy publications. They don't have gilding, you know, there's just nothing about the cardstock that says fancy or out of the ordinary, and you know, I actually really like that. So anyway, for this one I paid $33, and it was the more expensive one in the pack, and with the shipping would have come up to $36. Once again, the cardstock in impeccable condition. I cannot fault it. Absolutely not a single scratch or a mark on the card edges or anywhere on the cardstock. So it's basically like a brand new deck. And you'll often see sellers that state this. You know, they'll say, you know, opened and looked through but never shuffled, or minimal use, or shuffled once or twice, or something like that. And that to me is always a clue that the cardstock will be in really good condition. And then I bought another two, again from the same seller, because when you buy more than one, when they advertise for decks, you get economies of scale through the shipping. So here the shipping was, I think I paid $10 for both, so $5. Sorry, no, $14 for both, because the this one's a larger deck, so it was $7 each shipping, which is getting up there in cost for shipping, but still competitive with what you'd pay through like a retail website. So I bought the Golden Lenormand Oracle, and I paid for this one $25, and I bought the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, for which I paid $20. Okay, so I've had my eye on this Oracle of the Radiant Sun for a long time. I've so wanted this, but it's very expensive online, and I've deferred it, and then I saw it come up for sale for $20, and I was like, you know, even with shipping at $27, it's worthwhile. And the cards, again, even though it's secondhand, the cardstock is impeccable. Can't fault it. Yeah, it does have a lot of cards, but as you can see, I'm just going to pull it up to show you. The cardstock is, yeah, it's hardly been used. And it's one that I'm really going to sink my teeth into. I feel like it's meaty and there's a lot to chew on in here, which I really enjoy. I just need a bit more time. So that's Oracle of the Radiant Sun. Yeah, I think, you know, including shipping, $27 isn't a bad price for a deck that's in a great condition. And the Golden Lenormand, this was $25, and with shipping, let's say, it comes up to $32. And I really wanted this one because I saw that it was done by Lunaire Weatherstone, but upon reading the booklet, it doesn't mention the artist, because the artist is not Lunaire Weatherstone. Actually, she's the writer of the booklet, and that's a separate topic that one day I'll address. One of my pet peeves with decks where they either don't acknowledge the artist, like it's a mainstream publishing house, or they put down the writer as the person behind the deck, which it could very well be. But to me, I always think that the artist should be given prominence. They should be recognized on the box, on the booklet and on the box. I mean, if you're doing a tarot deck and you're in any way familiar with the story of Pamela Colman Smith, who is crucial in the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck creation, and the fact that she wasn't acknowledged and essentially died penniless in an unmarked grave because she was never given the royalties and the acknowledgement for the deck, how can you publish a deck without acknowledging an artist? But anyway, I'm digressing on a tangent. So I still think this is a great Lenormand deck. I really wish they would write the names of the artist on the box and on the booklet. Basically, it's fairly big in size, but I really wanted something a bit different, and I like what I saw on it. And again, as you can see, the edges are in impeccable condition. I'm really not sure how often this has been used, or probably hardly at all. But yeah, for $25 and $7 of shipping, I'm not complaining. So yeah, if you're feeling daunted by the cost of tarot decks these days, especially on websites like bookshop websites and things like that, and prices fluctuate, I would honestly recommend finding a reputable Facebook group. I know they're not all reputable, but and reputable means that they monitor what is being sold, and they have very strict rules. For example, the group that I bought these from, you must offer PayPal as a payment option. I have certain issues with PayPal, but I understand why they're using that, because basically you can get your money back if you get scammed. The other one is that you must state the card condition, and they have recommendations as to what an excellent card condition is, or unused, or good condition, or basically if there are any issues with the card stock, you have to state that, and things like that. So yeah, do your homework and do your research, but it's still a great way of obtaining secondhand tarot decks. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel, and until my next video, take care.